Franz Kafka, one of the most enigmatic literary figures of the 20th century, left behind a legacy shrouded in paradox. His works, the Metamorphosis, the Trial, the Castle, are now considered masterpieces of existential dread and bureaucratic absurdity. Yet Kafka himself was tormented by self-doubt and demanded that his unpublished manuscripts be burned after his death. Why would a genius who shaped modern literature want his work erased from history? This is the strange, tragic, and deeply fascinating life of Franz Kafka. A life of anxiety and alienation. Kafka was born in 1883 in Prague, then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, into a German-speaking Jewish family. His relationship with his domineering father, Hermann Kafka, haunted him for life, so much so that he wrote a 100-page letter to his father, never delivered, expressing his deep-seated fear and resentment. He worked as an insurance clerk, a job he despised, yet performed dutifully. His double life, office worker by day, tortured writer by night, left him exhausted. In his diaries, he lamented, "Writing is a sweet and wonderful reward, but for what? Last night it was clear to me that it is the reward for serving the devil." The unpublished genius Kafka published only a few stories in his lifetime, including The Metamorphosis and In the Penal Colony. Most of his major works, The Trial, The Castle, America, were unfinished and unpublished. He was crippled by perfectionism, often crossing out entire passages or abandoning manuscripts in frustration.
He wrote not for fame, but as a desperate attempt to make sense of his own existence. His stories, filled with guilt, isolation, and absurdity, mirrored his inner turmoil. The final request: burn everything unread. In 1924, dying of tuberculosis at 40, Kafka handed his friend and literary executor, Max Brod, a desperate note. "Dearest Max, my last request, everything I leave behind, to be burned unread." But Brod, convinced of Kafka's genius, defied his wish. He edited and published The Trial, The Castle, and other works, ensuring Kafka's immortality. Had Brod obeyed, we might never have known Kafka's name. Why did Kafka want his work destroyed? Self-doubt and perfectionism. Kafka saw his writing as flawed, unworthy of survival. Fear of exposure. His diaries contained raw confessions, homoerotic thoughts, brothel visits, contempt for his fiancée Felice Bauer. Existential despair. He believed life was meaningless. Perhaps his art was too. A rejection of legacy. Kafka hated the idea of being analyzed or idolized after death, the irony of Kafka's immortality. Despite his wish for oblivion, Kafka became a literary icon. His term Kafkaesque now defines senseless bureaucracy and nightmarish oppression. His works resonated under Nazi Germany, Soviet rule, and even Brazil's military dictatorship, where readers saw parallels to their own struggles. Had Brod burned the manuscripts, the world would have lost not just great literature, but a lens to understand modern alienation. The man who never wanted to be remembered. Kafka's life was a paradox. A man who feared his own voice, yet spoke for millions. His demand to be forgotten only deepened his myth. What do you think? Should Brod have honored Kafka's last wish, or was saving his work the right choice? Let's discuss in the comments.